What's going on, everybody? Tonight I'm going to be making a video about a topic that a lot of people have been asking me about the last couple of days because I've made a few posts about it, and because if you've been paying attention, the market is going sky high, and that is cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. So, because there's a little bit of an urgency to this video because everybody's super interested right now, I'm going to try and do this in one take, and the video is not going to be perfect, but oh well. Hopefully we get all the info in there. So what I want to start with first is kind of the background of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin in particular, because everybody wants to invest in Bitcoin, but you have to follow the Warren Buffett rule of you need to understand what you're investing in, and you need to understand why it is important and why it will grow. So cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are a new type of technology that relies on what's called blockchain networks or decentralized networks. So what is a decentralized network? So let's go to the internet as an example and why a decentralized network is the opposite. So I know a lot of people don't know exactly how the internet works, but this is basically how it works in a nutshell. Say I've got a website, which I actually do. I've got a server here. It's a computer. And on it, there are certain files that make up a website. So let's say you type in lindellwiggins.com. It will send up a signal to the DNS servers. The DNS servers get their information from an organization called ICANN. And ICANN will say, hey, if you want to go to lindellwiggins.com, it will take you to this IP address. So it sends a couple pings and sends you to my computer, more or less. All of the files for my website are on my computer. They're nowhere else. They're on my computer. If I change them, if I delete them all, the website's gone. And I also have to pay ICANN for my website. I have to pay them to tell all of the DNS servers where my website is hosted. And that is the opposite of a decentralized network. That's what we have now with the internet. A decentralized network, such as what Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies use, is made up of a lot of computers. So all of these computers, let's just use 100,000 worldwide. There are 100,000 of these computers worldwide. They all hold the entirety of the blockchain network. So they hold all of the information, all of the transactions, who has how much money, everything is held in the blockchain. So each one of these computers holds this information and they talk to each other. Anytime you try to make a transaction, they have to have multiple computers approve it. If one of them gets messed up, they'll kick it out of the sequence and they'll keep going on without it. So the beauty of this is, say that somebody wants to censor my website. We've been seeing this a lot in the news right now. Parler has been censored. Amazon said, hey, we're not hosting you anymore. Blah, blah, blah. That's going on. There's some stuff like this going on. So all they have to do, in theory, is kill that one computer that has your website. If that computer's down, boom, no more website. That's just the way it is. With a decentralized network, you'd have to go around the world and destroy all of the computers, all 100,000. If one computer existed, the blockchain would live on. So you can see, especially now that Bitcoin has gotten so big, it's impossible to censor it or get rid of it. And right now, it seems as if the blockchain is impenetrable. And I think that will continue to be true because of the cryptography and everything that has gone into it. So that is basically the fundamental background of Bitcoin. is it's a new cryptocurrency that uses blockchain technology in a decentralized network to make everything work. So let's talk about why that's so cool. So first of all, let me take a step back. If you want to know more about the origins of Bitcoin, please check it out. There are tons of YouTube videos and documentaries and stuff. It is like the coolest story ever. There's this random anonymous guy named Satoshi Nakamoto. He writes up this huge plan of how he's going to make this thing, and he sends it out, and some of the smartest minds in the world made it up. So this guy wanted no credit. He wanted really nothing worldly, except for he just had this beautiful idea and he made it happen. In fact, he has a Bitcoin wallet worth billions, I believe, actually, and never touched it. So that's pretty cool. So back to what I was talking about. A couple of reasons why having a decentralized blockchain is so cool. One is it cannot be censored. Two, you own it. No one can take it from you. Three, it's borderless. So you can go anywhere in the world at any time and you have your money with you. So let me expound on that just for a minute, and then we'll get into what you guys are really waiting for. So the reason that Bitcoin is so interesting to me, so I've been investing in gold and silver for a while, and I really like it because it's bigger than the US dollar. You know, it goes back thousands of years. Everybody likes it. It holds value. It's actually going up in value while the US dollar is going down, and I just like it. Well, we have been seeing some crazy, crazy things in the last few months. There have been, I think, about a dozen world governments that have either been overthrown or kicked out or stepped down. Crazy. Burma just got taken over by a military coup. I mean, what in the world is going on? So let's use that as an example. So let's imagine that we live in Burma. Okay, there's a video of a girl doing yoga in the morning in Burma, and everything's good. They have a democratic system for the first time in a long time. 10 years straight, things have been going good. This girl's doing yoga on the front lawn. Everything's good. Behind her, there are military tanks, Humvees, everything. They're taking over the whole country. They kick out all of the government officials. They arrest them, throw them in prison. When the citizens go outside, there is military music played in the background. They cut off all internet and phone capabilities for days. People have fled the country to escape the tyranny that they are now experiencing. If something like that happens, you don't have time to grab up all your gold and silver and run. You're going to leave most of it behind. You're going to take a fraction of your life savings with you, and you're just going to have to abandon the rest. That is one of the beautiful situations in which Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies can shine. Say they flee in the middle of the night, they escape the tyranny, and they go to a free country. They just log into their phone. Their whole life savings is right there waiting for them to do whatever they please. They can send it halfway across the world, or they can send it to the meat market right here in front of them. That is the beauty of Bitcoin. Let's imagine for a second that you're just loving everything that I'm saying. You're like, yes, this is the future. This is awesome. We want to get into Bitcoin. So there's really two ways to get into Bitcoin. One is to invest in it. Two is to get into it. So I think it's best to do a mixture of the two. So I will explain that a little bit further. Okay, the first way is to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. To get started, we need to kind of understand how that happens. So there are exchanges in which people can buy and sell cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency related items, and it's kind of the same thing as the stock market. The idea is you buy low, sell high. And right now in early 2021, we are having the second big boom of cryptocurrencies. The first was in 2017. This one is a lot bigger. The first one, there were about 5.8 million cryptocurrency users. This time around, there are 110 million cryptocurrency users. So we may not see much resistance. It's like the dot-com boom. It's just going through the roof. So it's time to get in now, and be ready to hold for the future. So I've got Coinbase open here. I'm going to do it on my computer, but the principles are the same for on your phone. So I'm not going to go through the sign up process. You go ahead and sign up, you verify your identity. Uncle Sam's going to want to know what you're doing, so you're not moving millions of dollars around. Here we have Coinbase on my computer. It's the same principles apply for on the phone. It's pretty much the same UI actually. So here at the top, it has my portfolio balance, which I'll probably blur out. But it shows my personal watch list. I've rearranged these to, the ones that I personally like and have been trading in. So it has the name, has the current trading price, the percentage change of the day, market cap, charts, all of that fun stuff. So it's super, super simple. So let's say we've put a little bit of money into our Coinbase account and we want to trade Stellar Lumens, which I think is a great buy. So we come here. It will tell us we can either buy, sell, or convert. So that's pretty much it. You just tell it what account you want to buy from, what you want to buy, enter the amount, and you buy it. It's just that simple. So basically, here's what I would recommend for people that are just getting started. Set up a Coinbase account. Do a little bit of due diligence. Do your research a little bit. Figure out which cryptocurrencies are the best for you. Then what you want to do is, I say, there's two options. You either go all in or you figure out what you want to do. If you go all in, just start putting some money in some of the big ones. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stellar Lumens, and if you do that, which is what I did, I would pay attention to the price at which you bought in at, and if it goes up, good, you're making money. If it goes down, good, you got a discounted price to buy more. And that ideology only works if you believe in what you're putting your money into. So a lot of people use this first investing method to make a quick buck, and you can. I have made a few quick bucks doing this, but really, truthfully, the big money is going to come if you hold long term, which I'll talk about later. But you can make money quick flipping these, if you will. But if you put too much money in that you're not willing to lose, i.e., you put your rent money in, you may be in trouble. So, take caution. I'm not saying that these are going to go down. I think they're going to keep going up for a while. They might just have what's called resistance. So they're going up and they have to come down a little bit. They're going to shoot back up. You can see all of these charts have done that. They don't all just continually go up. They have to go down a little bit because that's just the way the market works. People are buying, people are selling. There's got to be some give and take in there. But okay, so either you go all in, you just go crazy, put a bunch of money in there, and you just keep putting more in as it goes down or up. It's called dollar cost averaging. Google that. It's a stock market technique. But the other way, if you're just trying to dip your toes in, is, let's say you just put $100 into your Coinbase account. Pick you a few and put $10 in. I'd say probably pick 4. Put $10 in, and then pay attention to your gains or losses. So let's say I put $10 in Bitcoin. Today, I would have made $1.90 so far if I had put it in at the beginning of the day. That's a pretty good return. So the way you need to think about it is multiply those numbers by 100. So if you think about that, if you had put $1,000 into Stellar Lumens, you would have made, into Bitcoin, you would have made $198 in one day. It's a pretty good return. Um, and, these are decent returns for the day, but they're going to keep going up. So the week returns are going to be like, 60 to 100%, or, I mean, not always, but if it continued on this track, 5 or 6 more days, you just made a lot of money. So that's kind of the idea. It's all about percentages. If you put in $100 and there's 100% return over the week, you've just made $100 that week. It's not always going to happen. It's not going to happen frequently, but it will happen. I can guarantee it because this past week I'm up like 150%. So that is the first way to invest into cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin especially, is you put money in, buy low, sell high. Don't put in too much money if you're not comfortable losing it or having to hold on to it for a longer time, which is most likely what's going to happen. Is you'll hold on to it for a longer time than you expected, which is fine because it's going to keep going up, most likely. So now I want to talk about the second way to do it, and this is the way that Bitcoin was invented. This is what it was made for. So first, let me talk about some of these. Not all of these follow the same ideology that Bitcoin was designed for. For example, Aave, Compound Maker, the Graph, some of these are part of the Ethereum blockchain. So the way that Bitcoin works is it's very simple. Has a blockchain, you buy a Bitcoin, it's worth money, you can trade it, and you can send it all over the place. That's how simple it is. With Ethereum, Ethereum is almost like an operating system. So it's almost like Windows XP. And then Compound Maker, the Graph, Aave, all of those are kind of like programs. So these are basically ways that they're programs that work on the blockchain that allow people to make money. So it's like, hey, I'll loan you this cryptocurrency so you can make money. It's basically banking brought to the crypto blockchain world. It's kind of a bastardization of Bitcoin, if we're being honest. I don't necessarily love it, but there's money to be made, so I'm going to invest in it. I might not invest in it super long term, but I mean, you can see these market caps are in the billions, so there's money to be made. But let's get into the long term. We want to use Bitcoin in the year 2030 because it's the way. So here we will be able to go into my wallet. It's a very similar thing on the phone, and we want to send/receive. So let's go to receive. So we can see this address here. This address is my public wallet address. So Coinbase is what's called a custodial wallet. So someone is holding your money for you. It's almost like the bank. That's a good way to look at it. Coinbase is like the Bitcoin bank right now. They're holding it for you. It's your money, but you got to ask them for it. And, to start with, that's fine. Coinbase is a very secure market. It's probably one of the most secure. They have all kinds of authentication techniques to keep you safe. But the true way to do it is to have your own wallet. So let's go back to our analogy. Coinbase is the bank. They've got your money. And if you have your own wallet, that's like having your own money in your own pocket. And long term, if you have more than a few $1,000, I would recommend taking your money out of Coinbase and putting it into a wallet. I'll have to make another video about that because it's a long process to explain, and you definitely want to make sure you do it right, because if you send your money to the wrong wallet, it's gone. But that's how it works. Long term, you want to take this money that's on Coinbase that you've been buying and selling and trading, and you want to put it into your own wallet that you control, no one else knows about, no one else knows how to get to it, and that is how you're going to safeguard your money for the next 50 years. And the best part is, while it's in the wallet, it's out of your mind, and it's still appreciating. Nowhere else can you do that. The stock market, you can't take your money out and it still appreciate in your bank account or in your wallet. That's not the way it works. It has to be in the market. But Bitcoin is always in the market. It's just its value's going up. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Let's go to the overview here and look at some charts. So this past year, the US dollar went down 7.8%. That is terrible inflation. That undoes anything that the stock market would do. If basically what I'm saying is, the stock market averages 7.8%. The US dollar just went down 7.8%. So if you did nothing, you're killing yourself. If you just have your money in a bank, you're losing your money daily. So let's look at this past year of Bitcoin, which is a well-established, huge market cap cryptocurrency. It has gone up 365% in 1 year. All time, 43,000%. Imagine if you owned Bitcoin in 2013. Just think about that for a second. And some of these other newer cryptocurrencies still have that kind of growth in them. Stellar Lumens is the one I've got my eye on. I think it has potential to go to the next level. Its all-time growth, let's take a look at it. Its all-time growth is at 13,000%. It's nuts. And I think it has a lot more to go. It's only at 39 cents. Imagine if it got up to a couple bucks and you bought it now. So I hope this answered some questions for you. I'm sure it doesn't answer all of them. It's a very difficult topic to explain. I know you have a lot of questions. I've heard a lot. It's like, well, what gives it value? You give it value. You understand the technology behind it that safeguards it, and you understand that it is important moving forward, that it has the infrastructure to make it all work. Somebody asked me, well, why do we give it value? I said, well, why do you give gold value? Because we like it. You know, we got a gold nugget. We're like, oh, sweet, this is awesome. This is it. This is what I'm going to put my value into. Same thing with cryptocurrencies. We like it. Is it safe? It's probably the safest thing on earth as far as technology-wise, because people can hack into any of these websites that are run on these one computers, and if they penetrate it, they got access to anything. But with cryptocurrency, I'll have to talk about it in another video when I get into the wallets. Is pretty much impenetrable. That blockchain, you can't really get into it. I can't think of any more questions right now, but I've heard it all, and there are answers to it all. It's safe, it's secure, and it can make you a lot of money. So get into it quick. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do personally believe in this. So that's my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be putting more videos up. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to answer them as quickly as possible. And that's it. Thanks. Have a good one.